Tiger walkthrough of... Or not of the gameplay video, but there's other works! And also Trium Update? Devlog? One of those. And there's one. This is being presented by Green&Blue Productions, of course, as you would assume. And I am the Schwan again. And, yeah, you may be wondering, this looks awfully familiar to the Sandbox Edition. And you're right, because it is, or was. This preview 17 of the beta, of the first version of the beta, will be the last update to the sandbox, to the Fantasy Steampunk Sandbox Edition all-in-one rulebook version of Trium, or edition of Trium. As of right now, I've reconsidered with help of the guys at D3 Games and Collectibles, as well as my grandma, and most importantly, OKSTM on his Discord, and one other person on Discord, because, well, I should have known this. I guess I should have known this is most correct. But Steam kind of summed it up the best on his Discord, and he asked, why would anyone buy a $50 book from me? And he asked, like, why not do, and he said, over the course of discussions, as we're getting to pricing, getting really serious about the book, about producing the game, which I'll show you some pricing in a little bit. Don't be weird, don't be weird. But yeah, so it's just, I'm looking at the time, we're now sitting at almost 4 years to the day I started working on Trium, or Trium S&T, or Translation Treaties, or Trium S&T. We are almost, we're almost 5 years in now, if we're not 5 years in already, and I'm not quite sure when I started, sometime late spring, early summer of 2019. And yeah, it's, I'm getting a realization that I should finish quickly. Like, by far the most common comment, and the most strong comment I've been getting about the game is, just finish it. I want to play it. It's just finish it so I can play it. That is by far the biggest comment I've been getting. It looks good, but just finish it, please. And I can't do that and make the 400-page all-in-one guide, or all-in-one rulebook. And also, what really got me started is I realized something. We are not even 200 pages yet, and this was for roughly 4 eras. No, this was for exactly 4 eras out of 10. So, yeah, it just wasn't going to work. Not in a timely manner. The game will be done long before I can finish all the content. So the best way I've decided to do this is to simply, instead of make one big 400-page book that has everything that you could ever need in it, at first I'm going to make a 200-page book, quarter rule book, the universal core rules edition, I guess. Let me write that down. Universal Core Edition. Universal Core... The Universal Core Rules Edition. And it's just... And then I will produce... And then I'll produce anywhere from, I want to say, 3, covering 3 eras each. For fantasy, it will be pre-iron, ancient, classical, medieval, and actually that's it. 2. So I guess 2 each. So they would be... Yeah. So there will be 5. There'll be 5 of these eras editions, or these era books, because they're not setting books because there are multiple settings in them. There will be special era books, which would be more like setting books, your more common setting books, where they're more focusing on one era, one setting or whatever. Or however we're going to name them. Because again, we're focusing on eras, not necessarily settings. So there will be setting books as well as era books, where a setting book goes into more detail about, like, let's say 3 settings, whatever I can fill 100 pages in. Because I'm really good at compression with my pages. As you can tell by the fact we're not over 200 pages yet, and it's been 4 years. We've been over 200 pages at points during these 4 years, but we keep going under it. So, yeah, which is a good thing. A 100-page book should be good enough for 1 era. Absolutely. Might be good enough for 2 eras. So, yeah, that's the new game plan, is switch over to... Is make the one I've been working on, the playtest edition, which is kind of what it's been all along, and this was never going to really be... It was always going to be a pain to make into a final product. This is the thing I just slam things into, the playtest, and a development book. Which is something we're going to be doing today. We're going to be making a Leprechaun. Because, well, today as I record this, is St. Patrick's Day. So why not? And yeah. But quickly, let me show you this. Well, because, like, this guy did a video on it and it was really good and got me thinking. I have always really liked Leprechauns. They're actually my favorite fairy, quotation marks. But anyway. So, let's put in the thing. So, a 400-page book in... A 400-page book in Kindle or Direct Publishing, also known as Amazon Self-Publish, with standard color interior, let's price that at $550, which is what one of the guys at Tabletop store said he would pay for the final 400-page book. And as you can see, list price $50, can have less than $25. Watch what happens when you do black and white interior. That changes drastically. Color's really hurting me here, but I don't think I can produce anything but color. I don't know what premium color does. I hope it doesn't really hurt me. But based on images I want inside the book, I want to take photographs and I want to do pixel art. People have hard enough time with pixel art as it is if they're not used to it. So black and white pixel art, no, it's not going to work. I mean, yes, I would like to think my art looks really good in black and white and really discernible with silhouettes and whatnot. But, yeah, like, that's a thing. I'm not quite sure everyone would be on the same page, sure speaking. And Amazon gets the number not shown here, and so would D3 get the number not shown here. What I think I plan on doing is take this number and add it to this, and then charge the tabletop store owners that for the book, and he gets to charge the Amazon 60%. Amazon gets whatever is in the printing cost, and they get whatever's on the website, which they do get their full 60% on the website, and I get my full 40% of the website. The customer pays for the printing on Amazon.com. So yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, as you can see, 400 pages at $50 does not guarantee me a book that I can. Does not even guarantee me one book I can buy with the money plus profit. My bare minimum is I can buy another book with my profit, so I can continue the cycle. So yeah, I would lose money on this. I will absolutely lose money on this if I had to buy another. Of course, I will be buying more books. If I was selling a lot on Amazon, but not selling so much at D3, assuming I will be selling at D3, I don't know yet. I'm not assuming. We all know what assuming does to people. But it's still up in the air, but for right now, let's just assume. So we'd be selling at the my local tabletop store. And yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That won't really work. What about $200? What about 200 pages at 30, which is by far my minimum for the rule book. I can go lower, but it's gonna be tighter. And I'd rather have the rulebook have a sampling of what the core eras are for the game, unless the ones I create at a time. So yeah, and I can buy one book and have $1 left over. That's okay, not great. What about the next one? That 100 pages for the settings or whatever, the eras, at $20. Almost double the royalties, so I can definitely buy one book, and I'll have some left over. So actually, by far, these are the most profitable to me. So this is actually not a terrible idea. Like, you buy, and the issue is, it depends on how many of these are going to make. We'll be churning them out like no one's business. But then again, these books will contain so much material, will contain multiple settings for one era. They might contain a highly detailed setting with a lot of content for that setting, like for example, the Deerverse, or they will be more generic setting. They'll be more generic eras, or they'll be generic sandbox eras with a ton of settings that work in that era. So it's all interesting. It's all interesting and definitely a pain. But I think it's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to do the 200 books. I'm going to do the 200-page rule book at $50 at $30, and 100-page content books. That's what they're going to be called. 100-page content books or whatever at $20, which is fair, I think, because the rule book. Why would you ever buy a rule book instead of a content book? Well, the content books don't come with the rules unless you want to use, of course, the 1% free digital versions, which make me absolutely no money. I can't bring to the people at D3 reliably. So yeah, that's the thing. So it kind of has to be this way. So it's going to be this way. At least for right now. Enjoy changing your mind later. Which I don't think we will. But anyway, let's go make the leprechaun real quick. Actually, what I could do is divide is keep like the general genres, fantasy, steampunk. Oh yeah, this is the thing. That's because it's part of that. Right. Like keep these general categories and add the eras, because eras are not perfect. Obviously, they don't work with races very much. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not quite sure how to do the sci-fi races, given that the fantasy races have such basic things as one free core move to use. I could do the Games Workshop thing and sci-fi them up, or literally put space in front of them, or just do nothing and just use these races. Like we could just have a ton of races in that game at all times. It's not exactly a terrible thing. I make the races core. Well, not make all the races core, make most of the races core. Like, the classic fantasy races be core, and the classic sci-fi which are mostly fantasy races by our standards. That is a thing. How about just classic races? There you go. That fixes everything. Sorta. It doesn't fix this, though. Main classic. I mean, they could just be under. They could just be under more and more and more descriptors. So what I'm thinking for the special feature for the Leprechaun is it rides the rainbow to a point where it gets deployed, where it rides. You know what? The Leprechaun picks 2 points to deploy a rainbow, and there's a pot of gold at one end. The pot of gold will have the XP spent. Will have the XP spent in the rainbow. We're thinking how would that work in a war game. I'm thinking about the Leprechaun's gear being the XP expense of the gear being how long you can make the rainbow in literal 1 XP or 10 XP per maybe 10 XP, 10 XP. No, yeah, it's complicated because leprechauns are hard, which is probably why I haven't done them yet. Because they like for instance, they're a lot like halflings. I mean, what I think a leprechaun is leprechaun's luck, and that means it's a lot like a halfling. Although that's not exactly true, I guess. To the mythical lore and how leprechauns have always been viewed, but still, to me, they're lucky. I mean, they're lucky by the fact you gotta go catch one. It's luck. Catch one is a very special and rare occasion. Yeah, as in, it's only happened like what, once or twice in all human history, according to the tales. So yeah. Give it the same description as the gnome. Yeah, because it's not fair. I changed the fairy's description, by the way, from small to tiny, just 1 inch, 2 centimeter tall, so they're big as a space for you and I. On the gaming table, they're literally as big as that. The buzz is like a hummingbird in one space. In one space on 4 little wings. Bunny slugs are effort doing the same as most races and can't reach the heights of Avanar. Still, they like to help others with their fairy magic. I like that a lot better than simply they help others with fairy magic. Hummingbird. Now, in this video by Dungeon Dad, he talks about leprechauns in the context of D&D, where they've only been in D&D twice, unfortunately. So he mainly talks about it in the context of that and what it would be like to bring him to 5e. We don't have such limitations because we are not D&D. We have the limitations of being truthful to the mythical creature, to the old tales, as well as modern media. That's we're kind of reinventing the creature. The leprechauns are again hard because we've already done this a few times. We got the stealthy one, the cat people. We have gremlins, which are technically gremlins should be steampunk. Actually, they really should be steampunk, though. They should be our first steampunk one. We got gremlins. We got gremlins, which break things, which is the gremlin thing. Let's get rid of this. A little long, but it's fine. Actually, here, know how to do this. Okay, hold on. This is what happens. A leprechaun... Okay, leprechauns. Description. A leprechaun is a small and well-fed little thing that loves to sell goods to the common folk under not common folk, the shopkeepers. Overworked shopkeepers. Undercover night. And their dreams. Undercover night, and by day they put their wealth into that's right, and let's switch these into a pot. They fling over to a new spot to set up shop for the night, casting a rainbow wish they ride. Kind of rhymes, kind of doesn't. Works good enough for me right now. Well, we always can fix it later. 20. Yeah, they're kind of powerful, so we don't want to have as much as the humans. We don't have much will. Speed, nah. Stealth 30. Actually, we do want to have some will because they're apparently invading people's dreams. Knowledge 20. Understanding 10. That's fine. Lead 1. Nimble 5. Speed 5. Rolling speed 1. Sensing 1, dog 1, vehicle 1, tick, 20. So that's up. 30, 30, 60. That's a little high. Block 10. Actually, that can't be magic because it's not going to be in their ability. Just will 10. Oh yeah, that's looking more like it. And then knowledge 10. Like, they're not thinking the most incredible shoes or any goods in the world, are they? Take 10. That's about right. Now the trick is making this work in game for both the war game and the RPG. That's the trick. And how can you level it up too? I mean, obviously the key is you get to ride the rainbow for farther, but still. $100 for no, $100 too much at early game, unless you want to do 100 spaces or something. or even 10 spaces, it's still a lot of gold for this move. Nah, yeah, let's restrict it to what they wear, to what they're equipped with. And then if someone gets to the pot of gold by the time they transit, they have to give up that equipment. Not all of it, one piece of it, because we're not crazy here. But still, like, that'd be a little too overpowered. That'd be a little too not nice for the players to play Leprechauns. So you're just having to give up one and you can just punch it and get it back. You just fight them, knock them out, and get it back. Yeah. It's high risk, high reward gameplay. Like, you can move really fast around the map, but if they get there first, they get your stuff when you land. Okay, let's do this. Alright. Let's try this. Six, and I get 12 AP. Oh, no, you get discounts, and you lose less gear. No, you get discounts on it. Why would you need discounts on when you're carrying, when higher level, you're carrying more expensive gear? But will your gear go up in value compared to your... What will your gear go up in value? No, you speed up your transit time. No. Because the game only takes roughly when playing a standard game, 10 pieces, standard rolls, you know the deal. It usually takes between 6 and 20 rounds to complete. In between those. Probably more like 6 to 10, 6 to 12, but still. It takes like an hour to complete. But we're talking about rounds here, because rounds are what matter in this circumstance. You know what it could be is the Leprechaun gives up less gear every level. Or they're knocked out. You do have the choice. Because you capture the Leprechaun, then you can take, then they pay off the ransom. Oh yeah. And you put all the XP cost of your equipped of your equipped gear into a pot and throw it. 1 XP equals 1 spaces. I mean, that would basically be a box, but that's fine. Because that's Ark. That's an Ark in box land. Oh, this is hard. I mean, like, it's really, really good, but it's really, really hard to make. I really, really like the idea, but it's really, really hard to make. Anyone you allow right if you on it on turn on the same turn. Special feature. And you move Necklaces fades. Okay, let's try this. Leprechauns. Description. A leprechaun is a small and well-fed thing that loves to sell goods to overworked shopkeepers in their dreams under cover at night. And by day, they put their wealth into a pot. They fling over to a new spot to set up shop. Set up a new shop for the night, casting a rainbow, which they ride. Ride the rainbow to the pot of gold. Negative 12 AP. You put all the EXP cost of your equipped gear into a pot and throw it 1 XP. One's faces to across. That's one word. Across the map, time through space is higher than long and arc, creating a rainbow which you or anyone you allow can ride. If you get on the same turn, you use the special feature. Then you move 10 spaces per turn and almost fades behind you. If another piece reaches the pot of gold, before you must give them... Wait, hold on. Add a 0 every character level. And rainbow fades behind you. If another piece reaches the pot of gold before you, must give them 10 crop gear. That amount decreases 1, negative 1 per. Zero plus. Number every character level. Space in the pot. In the space, the pot is and has an opposing bit. If the space the pot is and has an opposing bit, you can land in the free space next to them. I think it's fun for right now. So yeah, that'll be it for today. Thanks for watching. Do appreciate watching on this video. Check out our stuff in the description, such as Story the Sci-fi sports video, such as various sports channel, which of course this sports channel by watching these videos to get content produced, and by sharing friends, family, list to. Alright, that'll be it for real. Thanks for watching. I am very, very, very tired, as you can tell, because I'm trying to be good and go to sleep early. Take my ashwagandha route, my African route, so I can go to sleep soon, which hasn't worked so far, just makes me tired, and it has helped a little bit, I need to wake up better, but still, I really, really want this to work. I really want to play tomorrow with the guys at D3, so yeah, hopefully that will be happening, and hopefully this will be uploaded on that day. I'll probably post this later on today, the March 17th, 2023. But anyway, Alright, that basically all. Thanks for watching. And I guess see you on in a second.